We can all agree that it's important for a team to come out hot at the start of a season. I'm going to let you know why it's even more important this year for our Buffalo Bills. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Believers Talk. My name is Joe, and welcome to this schedule edition of Believers Talk, where we take a look at part of the 2020 Buffalo Bills NFL schedule, and I'll tell you why it's more important than in years prior. Before we do that, guys, I'll remind everyone, if you're new to this channel, please be sure to hit that subscribe button for continual Buffalo Bills and Buffalo sports coverage. After you hit that subscribe button, be sure to hit that notification bell. YouTube will notify you when we post new content. Like this video and go ahead and leave a comment while you're at it. Let me know what you think about the Buffalo Bills schedule and how you think they're going to do coming out of the gates. Now, we all know how important it is to come out of the gates hot, right? Try to come out of the gates firing on all cylinders. But we also know that 2020 is a unique year, right? With everything going on with the pandemic, with training camp being shortened, preseasons being shortened, no mini camp, a lot of things happening during the off season that are going to make it hard for teams to be firing on all cylinders come the start of the 2020 NFL season. Now, luckily for the Buffalo Bills and the 31 other NFL teams, they're all at the same disadvantage, right? They're all starting from the same place, only having training camp, possibly having 2 preseason games at best at this point. So we're going to see how that leads going into the season. What does that mean for these teams going into the season? Are they going to be rusty? Are they going to make more mistakes? What is going to happen? But for the Buffalo Bills in particular, that's a big factor this year, and most of you might know why, you might know where I'm going with this, but you might not know the stats behind it. And I did a little research and I went ahead and looked at the stats behind it. So as many of you know, the Buffalo Bills start this season with back-to-back division games, right? They play AFC East opponents both week 1 and week 2. So in week 1, we play the New York, New Jersey Jets, and then week 2, we play the Miami Dolphins, right? 2 division rivals that we need to hopefully get a step up on to start the season. Now, I know a lot of you might be asking the question, well, how often in the past, I don't know, let's say 18 years, have there been teams that have started with back-to-back division games? I asked myself that question since 2002, when the NFL went to 32 teams and the NFL went to 8 divisions of 4 teams. How often has there been a team that has played back-to-back division games to start the season? We all know you play 6 divisional games in a season, right? You play each team twice, one in your home turf, one on their home turf. So how many times has it happened that started a season off that way? And how have those results impacted the rest of the season for those teams? Well, since 2002, there have been 49 times where there have been teams that have played back-to-back divisional games to start a season. To be honest with you guys, looking back in 2002, you're talking about 18 seasons, you're talking about 32 teams. 49 times seemed a little low to me. I thought that would be a little bit higher of a number in there, considering of how many different schedules you've had in that time. But looking back from 2002 to 2019, it has happened 49 times. Now, of those 49 times, you have had the team go 1-1 29 times. So 29 of the 49 of those times, the team has gone 1-1 in their division to start the season. 15 of those times, the team has started off 2-0, started off undefeated, start 2-0 against your division, 2-0 against your conference, 2-0 to start the season. It's a great way to start the season. Only 4 of those times has a team started 0-2, and one of those times a team started 1-0-1. There is one tie in there, actually was not all that long ago. In 2018, the Green Bay Packers tied the Minnesota Vikings. I believe it was in week 2 of that season to start the season with a tie that beat Bears week 1, I believe it was, and then tied the Minnesota Vikings. And there's some caveats in here, right? So for example, the Baltimore Ravens started 2-0 in 2008. However, they did not play week 2 due to Hurricane Irma. The week 2 game was canceled or postponed until the bye week with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So they ended up with 2 division games back to back instead of playing a divisional game. Then week 2 playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Then week 3 playing the other division opponent. Instead, they played their week 1 game against the divisional team, and then their week 3 game against the divisional team. And they did start 2-0 that season, finished 11-5, and made it to the wild card. They were one of the few teams who made the wild card after starting 1-1. So again, I did break these numbers down. So again, 29 times a team has started 1-1 after having back-to-back divisional games. Out of those 29 times, they have won the division after starting 1-1 6 times, made the wild card 3 times, and have missed the playoffs 20 times. So they only made the playoffs 31% of the time by starting 1-1 against their division. You want better odds than that, right? Obviously, you start off 0-2, you're in a little bit of a slump. That's happened 4 times, and out of those 4 times, no team has made the playoffs. So the one thing the Buffalo Bills want to avoid is going 0-2 to start the season. Listen, anytime you go 0-2 to start against your division, it's not a good sign. Anytime you go 0-2 to start the season, it's not a good sign. This would include the 0-16 Cleveland Browns of just a few years back in 2017, went 0-16. Overall, the record of these 4 teams that have started 0-2, not good. 12-51-1. So we really want to avoid starting 0-2 this season. Out of 15 times the team has started 2-0, you would think these numbers might be a little bit better than they are. They're actually not as good as what I would think they would be if you start 2-0, especially going 2-0 against your division. Out of 15 times the teams have gone 2-0 to start the season when they have back-to-back divisional games to start the season, they've only won the division 4 times. They've made the wild card 2 times, and they've missed the playoffs altogether 9 times. So just because the Buffalo Bills hopefully start 2-0 this season, that doesn't necessarily guarantee them playoff success or even a playoff appearance. Out of those 15 teams, only 6 ever made the playoffs, which is 40%, which is better than 0 with the 0-2 teams and 0 with the one team that started 1-0-1, and better than when teams start 1-1 against the division, only making the playoffs 31% of the time. But those are the numbers. I wanted to crunch those down because I wanted to know how often do teams play back-to-back divisional games to start a season. And really, like I said, 49 times, in my opinion, isn't as much as I thought it was going to be. You know, we have seasons like this year where you thought possibly it would be a shortened season, so you want to get those division games in. You have seasons where hurricanes have interrupted some games moving forward. I know there were 2 seasons in particular, including that 2008 season that I talked about, where Baltimore postponed their week 2 game. It's not the first time or the only time that game has been postponed due to the potential of a hurricane down in the Florida area or New Orleans, if you remember Hurricane Katrina as well. But those are the stats for teams that start off with back-to-back divisional games. Again, 2020, the Bills start off back-to-back divisional games. Start off against the New Jersey Jets, and then we go to Miami to play the hated Miami Dolphins. Let's hope we get off to that 2-0 start. The numbers might not say too much, but I'd rather have a 40% chance of making the playoffs than the 0% chance. So let's start 2-0. Let's definitely avoid 0-2, and let's continue to show that Bills pride, baby. Let's go, Bills. I look forward to talking to you all soon. Again, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Are you surprised by any of these numbers, or do these numbers make sense to you? To be honest, I'm surprised that if there are 49 teams that started off with back-to-back divisional games, I'm surprised only 4 started 0-2. Definitely something we want to avoid is starting 0-2. I'm surprised that 29 times a team went 1-1, more than half the times teams went 1-1. So these numbers kind of surprised me a little bit. Let me know what you think about these numbers. Again, did a little bit of research, did a little bit of digging, and that is what we found out. Again, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Make sure you like this video. And again, if you haven't subscribed to Believers Talk, make sure you hit that subscribe button for continual Buffalo Bills and Buffalo sports news. I look forward to talking to you all soon. Until I do, go Bills.